Welcome back to Jeff Outdoors. We are back in the Homestead Supply Room. And it's January 2023, and right now is the time to sit around and think about how your year is going to play out season to season. Right now we are in a little bit of a lull, here anyways, leading up into maple season. So we've got 50 taps we're going to be putting out, and usually make around 11 to 12 gallons of pure Ohio maple syrup every year. So kind of in between the run-up until that, as we gather supplies for maple season, doing some perusing for the garden. The one thing I'd like to urge anybody who is trying to do their best to live off the land or be as self-sufficient as possible is to make sure you get a jump on the seasons. So right now, a lot of the stores are getting rid of the Christmas and the New Year's sales and things like that. And the next thing to come around is going to be all that springtime seed and compost for sale and soil and potting plants, and the nurseries will be opening up. And the last thing you want is to have oh no, I have to start seeds. And especially nowadays, it's more important to grow your own as much as you can. With the uncertainties of the economic and political climates, I would urge anybody to go ahead and at least start small and get yourself a seed starting kit and try to grow some seeds by the window if you have to. Anything you can do, just the littlest things, will get you ahead in the game. As far as it being a game, I don't know. It's just not always having to rely on somebody else all the time for absolutely everything, when you have an option to either watch that next TV show or go down and peruse some catalogs and order your seeds for the upcoming season. Get your seed trays ready. So you have a choice to make. Possible food or the next TV show. For me, I don't have TV or internet here. All I have is this little phone that I record on and my record player and my seed catalogs and all the equipment I need to make sure that I am the best I could be at being as self-sufficient as possible. So right now, I am looking at a couple of seed catalogs. First one right off is the Baker Creek seed catalog. These are heirloom seeds and a lot of ancient type seeds that you won't find at your local Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. And just to make note, I'm not advertising for anybody on this. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I receive no money. This is what I'm looking at, and I'm just sharing it with you. So, looking at some of the catalogs, you can see this one has some pretty good pictures in it. And you'll see some flowers in here too. I personally don't really grow anything that I can't eat. So, depends on what you want to do. If you just like to grow stuff for fun, you can do that. Or you can grow with the purpose of preserving and eating at the end of the growing season, like me. I still have plenty of jars of piccalilli that I made at the end of the season of the tomatoes last year. I have tomato sauce that's all canned up and in the pantry that we can use all winter long. And you can see here that this is a pretty nice catalog. Some of the things that I'm interested in are some of the squashes and the golden carrots. And looking to maybe diversify this year as much as I can. You have to take into consideration where you live, your growing zone. I'm in zone 6 here in northern Ohio, Amish country. And I have been gardening now pretty hard for about 6 years. I am not a professional. I'm constantly reading and taking in whatever I can as far as gardening is concerned. And you ask a gardener who's been gardening for 50 years, they're still learning something new every year. Now for me, I'm back in the woods and I have a woodland environment back here. So for me, the name of the game is self-defense. I have deer, squirrels, raccoons, groundhogs, chipmunks, just galore. So I used a lot of fencing, a lot of hardware cloth, and that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, the animals would come in and just eat everything out. They ate all the squash that I had last season, a couple years ago, and I had some beans that they had come in and gotten, and some of my elderberry bushes. So I'm looking to. I already have some protection around the elderberry bushes, but you gotta watch. So wherever you are, you have to do your research and be ready. But self-defense is the name of the game, probably almost wherever you live, because animals they want to get in your garden and eat it up. Here's another one. If you're a tomato grower, this is Totally Tomatoes, and this is devoted to the avid tomato grower. So if you want to grow tomatoes and you like to make tomato sauce like I do, you'll want to get one of these maybe and take a look and see what they have out there. There are some with disease resistance and some that are better grown in the north, where I am, in the Great Lakes area, or in the south. Heat resistance is a big thing. That's what I'm going to concentrate on this year, is the heat resistance. Last summer in 2022, the heat stress devastated my tomato crop, and it was not great. So there's some things that I can do to maybe start something that's more heat resistant for this year and go from there. Radishes do really good here, so we're going to do a lot more radishes probably, and some more sweet corn. So that's a couple of seed catalogs. Here's a young seeds and plants. This one's pretty thorough. It's nice because it does have the color. It does have the color pictures for you. Flowers too, if you want to just do flowers. I'll show you some of this. So beans. So this is a nice catalog. The other cool thing too is they have some tools that you can buy in here too. So if you want to start to indoor with some lights, and they have fertilizers and things like that, you'll want to check that out. And you can test your soil. You should probably test your soil to make sure you know where you're at with all your nutrients and everything. The other catalog I look at is the Burpee. Most people know Burpee. These are the seeds that you'll see a lot in the Lowe's and Home Depot stores, I think. And I'm big into berries. We have a big strawberry patch here. So June is strawberry month here, and we get loads of strawberries. If you want to know something about growing strawberries, I think I have a couple videos if you go back through, or leave a question down below and I'll answer you the best I can. The tomato I'm going after this year is that Super Sauce. Super Sauce tomatoes. We're going to give it a try. So that's just a few catalogs there. I mean, I could go on for quite a long time with all this, and just wanted to get everybody's brain working, started up seasonally. Think seasonally if you are in the homesteading type of gear, so to speak. It's not necessarily January, February, March, April, May, June. What season is it? So my maple season is going to start sometime in probably late February. And that could last for a few weeks, couple weeks. I've had 2 weeks of maple season. I've had 3 weeks. I've been doing that for about 4 years now, and have not yet had a full good month of sap production for maple syrup. So we'll see how this year goes. It's 50 degrees out right now here in northern Ohio. It's absolutely foggy and rainy. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain and everything. It's going to be pretty nasty the next couple days, this first week of January. Kind of a bummer, but the cold's coming. The cold and snow's coming. We'll ramp up for maple, and it'll be good. So that's that. Get your seed catalogs. Get your seed starting equipment. And be ready. It's going to creep up on you before you know it. It'll be May. I don't plant till May 15th here in Ohio. That's when the snow is pretty much past, guaranteed. and we'll go from there. So we'll be checking in through the winter. Stay tuned for maple season 2023. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Giddy up.